Welcome back to M Hood Fishing. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time on this drainage ditch here that I come to sometimes, drop shotting with my ultralight for bass and likely other things, because I am going to be using smaller baits. We're going to start off with this. This is called a crappie weapon. It's by the Crappie Psychic. See that? As a crappie bait, it's pretty sizable. Sometimes, well, eventually at some point, crappie are going to start hitting bigger baits rather than the little tiny ones you start off with. Well, I don't expect to bang into any sockeye here. There are a lot of bass and other things, so yeah, come on. The lead is a 3/8 ounce and the hook is a size 4 mosquito. We're right next to the culvert. If you're familiar, then you already know. This is a drainage ditch, goes to a bayou. Some fish, a lot in fact, will come up in it to feed or to spawn. It's kind of dirty because we've had a lot of rain and we've got more coming, but this isn't as bad as further down where this all drains into. It's been about 2 days since it last rained and we still have current, lazy current. They got to be pumping. Well, there's a lot of rain expected for tomorrow, so this is probably preemptive pumping that they're doing. You can see this bit of lazy current. There was a bite. Oh, gotcha. No, I don't. See, that's the problem with a bait like this and with drop shotting. I wasn't patient enough. He was holding on back here. That doesn't mean that you give up, change to a different bait. You just have to get better. You have to realize what was going on with the fish and what was going on with you, or me in this case. I was kind of thinking that these fish were feeding, even though it's not prime time. It's just after 2 p.m. They're kind of still getting ready for the spawn, even though this is March. Sometimes in March they're already on their beds, but it doesn't happen on March 1st instantly, you know. The switch doesn't get flipped. So it could still, yeah, fish are probably getting on their beds somewhere down here, but they're not all there. So the drop shot works equally well as a search bait, but at a slower rate than other search baits. It also works really good as stationary, because that's its original intention, right? You pick a spot and you get it in there, like up against that bank. It's gonna drift down a little bit because that's an incline, and then you keep it in that spot, not moving the lead, just moving the line. But when you want to walk around and use it as a search bait, you do what you do with all search baits. You move it across an area, but because it's a drop shot and has a big 3/8 ounce lead on the end, this is 8-pound test, move it a lot slower when you move the lead, because the lead is only so far from the bait, right? So if you're moving it fast on the bottom, you're going to be disturbing the bottom, kind of undermining the whole point of it all. So you want to gently pick it up and let it fall again, and just slowly move it. Slowly move the lead. You can shake the line without moving the lead as much as you want, but you're not going to be bam doing that, because that's just too much for that rig. Okay. What did that? I know I should give it more of a chance. Fish hit it a couple of times, something cut it in half. Might happen to this too, but we're going to put on a swim bait because I think it might be a little more appropriate. It's the right color for this dirty water, and it's by the same company. Gotcha. Finally. Oh. Oh. Yeah, that's cool. We could use that later. Yeah, you're right. Look at that. This fish absolutely inhaled and obliterated that bait. Wow. So I'm going to make a tactical decision, but it's not going to stick throughout. We'll switch back, but for the moment, I'm not walking up the embankment to where the soft plastics are. I'm going to take that little bit off, because one of the things I meant to do in this video, besides try to get a bass or two, was to catch some bait. And I've already spent a fair amount of time, had a few hits from bass. I think it's ready to just catch some fish. That's what it's ready to do. Gotcha. Not very big. Gotcha. Oh, it's a nice one. Putting up a nice fight for this. Look at that. Yeah, you're right. Get a surprise every now and then. Look at that. Yeah, you're right. Wow. It's a good size right here. Gotcha. Oh, hit hard. Yeah, you're right. Yes. Oh, this is a runner going into the weeds. What do I have? Oh no. Well, we'll see if we can work with this. It's amazing that I haven't hit a cichlid yet. I'm stuck on some plastic. The plastic people have been here. That is a nice fish too. Dang it. Well, I am part chimpanzee, so we need a tool. We got plenty of them. Plenty of them right here. Oh, I chose a short tool, but what is that? Need another tool. Oh, I don't need another tool. Ah! Well, I need some tackle is what I need. So I've been drop shotting for a while, right? With this light line. Eventually what happens is it starts to curlicue and kink up right above the drop shot. And now that I'm going to change things out, get fresh tackle, I'm going to cut that bit of line off. It's just about 3 feet of line. It's all stretched out and overworked, so it's good to get rid of it. We still have plenty of line on the reel. Back in business. This is actually the last fish on a night crawler. Yes, there we go. Ho 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 ho! I don't think that's the one that I just lost, but it's about the same size. Yeah, you're right. It's almost like drop shotting for dinner. Yeah, I'm gonna do one more. Normally I wouldn't keep, well, there are times when I want that size for bait, and other times, like in winter, well, I wouldn't use that size for bait. I would use something smaller. I may end up not using those for bait. Very well might be dinner. There's a little tiny alligator coming in. I do have bait. I just needed a little more. So I may or may not have dinner as well. But I have to go on to other things. So this is not a catch and cook. Oh, all right, that's it. All right, from here on out, drop shotting soft plastics. We're gonna go back to this. We did get a good one on there that we lost, so let's see if we can get one up here with it. I actually thought I lost this fish, but then I came back over here to fish that crappie weapon, that weird bait, weird looking anyway, and he was still hung up. Look, the line is through his lip. I didn't lose anything. Hook came back, lead came back. Now I gotta walk back. Gotcha. Oh, well, it catches bluegill. That color always catches bluegill down here. I started fishing this side of the culvert because I saw something busting bait repeatedly. I started drop shotting it, and I was getting hit repeatedly. And I thought, oh, I'm gonna get a bass. I think it's probably bluegill busting the bait. Maybe there's a bass doing it too, but wouldn't you know it, we've ran out of time. I have to go do other things now. Hey, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.